Alright, we're just gonna have to do it without the microphone now. Alright. But like when I was on the phone with the brothers and they just kept every conversation, it was the same question. You know, what do we do about this? This Muslim brothers are here in the prison, they're doing this, and they're still affiliated with this gang and that gang. It's mostly like the Bloods, right? So I told them, I said, you know, look, man, y'all keep asking me about the same thing. Why don't I just write everything into a book? Y'all just send all your questions, all the issues that you have, and I'll just write it into a book, and that way we can just publish the book and send it to the prison and khalas. And I don't have to keep having to answer the same question over and over and over again. So that was the whole purpose of the book. So I said to all our Muslim brothers and sisters locked up in the penitentiaries in Florida and throughout America, we ask Allah to keep you patient and firm on this deen. Remember, the only one who can give you firmness on this deen is Allah. Allah said in the Quran, يثبت الله الذين آمنوا بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ويضل الله الظالمين ويفعل الله ما يشاء. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, He said, يثبت الله, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the believers, the person who believes, what's up? Oh, the sound. Because we don't have the microphone anymore. So it give the person firmness and make them steadfast with a firm word. And that firm word is La ilaha illallah. And it's not just a statement, but it's the statement with everything that comes with it. Because like we always talk about, the shahada, it has a meaning, it has conditions, and it has requisites, like requirements. You know, so it's like lahu ma'na wa lahu shurut wa lahu lawazim. And these lawazim are the most important thing, that first off the person understands when he's saying the shahada what he's saying. And then he fulfills the conditions for making the shahada. And then he also fulfills, and his whole life as a Muslim is going to be carrying out those requirements. So he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him this firmness, with this firm word in the life of this world. And just like he has this firmness on La ilaha illallah in this life, then that will be, you still thinking about lasers again?
Yeah. I just can't, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's that Red Bull, man. Monster.
Battery acid, man.
So he said, well, fil akhirah, in the next life. And here the akhirah obviously is referring to the questions in the grave, that he'll have the firmness when he's answering those questions in the grave. وَيَضُلُّ اللَّهُ الظَّالِمِينَ. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He leaves the oppressors leaves them to stray. Leaves them to their own devices. وَيَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does whatever He wills. So then I said, for us to be among the people of steadfastness and firmness, we have to be thankful to Allah. For us to be thankful to Allah, we have to be obedient to Allah. For us to be obedient to Allah, we need knowledge of the Quran and the Sunnah. You must strive with every breath in your body, with every second of every day, to continue increasing in knowledge and righteous actions. This is success in this life and the next. The kuffar can lock you in a cell for decades, but with knowledge and righteous actions, Allah will raise you over all the people who think they have their freedom. They have no freedom. They are enslaved to their desires and enslaved to the whisperings of shaitan. The kuffar and the hypocrites are in a worse prison than you are in, but they do not perceive it. I will remind all my brothers in the penitentiaries of the following statement of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, which he said when he was locked up. This is a statement that he made, and this is narrated by Ibn al-Qayyim in Al-Wabil al-Sayyib. He said, مَا يَصْنَعُ أَعْدَائِ بِي أَنَا جَنَّتِي وَبُسْتَانِي فِي صَدْرِي إِنْ رُحْتُ فَهِيَ مَعِي لَا تُفَارِقُنِي وَإِنَّ حَبْسِي خُلْوَةٌ وَقَتْلِي شَهَادَةٌ وَإِخْرَاجِي مِنْ بَلَدِي سِيَاحَةٌ. So he said, مَا يَصْنَعُ أَعْدَائِ بِي. What can my enemies do to me? Like, what are they going to do to me? And he talks about like all the options that they have, and none of those options are of any benefit. And in fact, he's saying that every option that the enemy has to do something to harm to me is only in my favor. It only benefits me. He said, what can my enemies do to me? He said, my Jannah, my paradise and my garden is in my chest, with this knowledge, with the Iman. It's not all this garbage that you see. So you can lock me into a cell, and it doesn't matter. Even in the cell, I'm living in paradise. Why? Because my value, I don't place my value in my life on these material things like you place them, right? And the value that I place is the value of knowledge. the iman and all the stuff that goes. That's the affairs of the chest. So that's what he's saying. He said, my paradise and my gardens, they're in my chest. They're not, they're not possessions that I own. So even if you take away my possessions, you can't take this away from me. He said, "And ruhtu fahiya ma'i." Wherever I go, this paradise is coming with me. He said, "La tufariquni." It never separates from me. Never separates from me. He said, "When habsi khulwa." He said, if you lock me up, that just gives me time to myself. Because Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he had a lot of responsibilities. People coming to him asking him questions. So now he gets locked up. Now he can take the Mus'haf and he can read the Mus'haf and he can, in pure quiet. No distractions. No distractions. He can sit here and, ponder the Mus'haf, ponder and think about the knowledge, think about the different ahadith and revise the Quran and revise the hadith with no distractions. No responsibilities now. He said, وَإِنَّ حَبْسِي خُلْوَةً وَقَتْلِي شَهَادَةً. And if you kill me, then I'll be a martyr. He said, وَإِخْرَاجِي مِنْ بَلَدِي سِيَاحًا. And if you kick me out of the country where I'm from, all it's gonna do is give me the ability to go and travel and do tourism to other countries and to learn about other cultures. So he's saying whatever you try to do to me, it's always gonna be in my favor. My enemies can't do anything to me. Look at the mindset of this man. And compare that to us and our mindset and how we live our lives. So Shaykh al-Islam also said, rahimahullah, while he was locked in the cell, he said, لو بذلت لهم ملء هذه القلعة ذهبا ما عدل عندي شكر هذه النعمة. He said, if I were to give them this whole cell, the cell that he was locked up in, if I were to give him the cell full of gold, in exchange for this blessing that I have, the blessing of being able to just focus on the deen and worship Allah without distractions, he said it would not be, he said, what did he say? He said, it would not compare to my gratefulness for this blessing that I'm in. So imagine that. I mean, he's locked in the cell. He's being oppressed. He's being locked up. He was locked up in the cell because of what? And the Sufis got him locked up because of issues of al-Aqidah. You understand? So imagine that. But look at the mindset of him. Like he said, even if I were to give them this whole cell with gold, it would not equate to the gratefulness that I feel for this blessing that I have. To be able to worship Allah like this with no distraction. Because the more that gets taken away from you, the more it's a lot easier to focus on worship. The more stuff you have, the more distractions you have. And then I said after that, he said he was able to sit in his cell and focus on the Quran and Sunnah without distractions because he was locked away from the people. Instead of seeing the oppression, he saw the blessing. Open your eyes to the blessing you have now. Now obviously this is for the brothers in prison, right? So inshallah we're going to try to read this introduction. I don't know if we're going to have time to finish it because it's not a long introduction, but it's definitely longer than I want to spend on this live stream. So we're going to continue from page 10 after the khutbah al-hajat. So I said, you go down to where it says, when I returned. Alright, we're going to try to finish. We'll try to finish this introduction today, inshallah. We'll see how much time we got. Alright, when I returned to America in December of 2021, after a little over 21 years overseas, I returned to my hometown of Jacksonville, Florida. In Jacksonville, I met a brother named Mujahid. Mujahid had finished serving a 12-year sentence in November of 2020 in the Florida prison system due to a killing which he was involved in when a drunk, enraged fool began threatening him in his car. In a matter of seconds, our brother went from trying to enjoy his night to being on the run for murder. And basically, he was there talking to a person, and the person got in an argument with this guy, and Mujahid he went to go leave, and he got in his car. The guy started he had the windows down, and the guy started punching through the window. And Mujahid just grabbed the pistol, pow, and he shot him and killed him. He didn't, obviously it wasn't intentional to kill him, but it was this dude's attacking me, and he shot him and fled. And Allah musta'an, so he ended up with I think 14 years, because any other scenario that was self-defense, and he was justified in shooting him. If that were to happen today, he would be
California?
Oh yeah.
No, today in Florida, if that were to happen now, he would have been released. But because this was before, so he ended up with like a manslaughter charge. But you know,
Why did they lock him up?
because the
How
dude,
come they didn't see it as self-defense?
you want the truth?
Yeah.
The dude that he killed was white.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah. Is he black?
Huh?
Is he black?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the gist of it. If we don't want to be 100% honest. You know, he was at a white, like a white club, and then he was leaving, and he was talking to the guy. They got in an argument, and he, like I said, just grabbed the pistol and shot him. Yeah. And right when he was trying to go legit, man, trying to get away from the lifestyle he was, you know, but alhamdulillah, Allah wrote for him what he wrote for him. He went to prison, and Allah gave him Islam. So Allah took away everything from him, but gave him something way better than he could ever imagine having. So alhamdulillah, he's definitely not sad about all that, you know. So he said, yeah, during Mujahid's stay in prison, Allah placed in his heart a love for the deen. Mujahid became Muslim in prison, and throughout his time incarcerated, developed a love for the Quran and the Sunnah. He also surrounded himself with people who showed that same love for the Quran and the Sunnah. His story is amazing, and inshallah one day he will tell his story to the people. And we tried to get him to go on to YouTube, like on Sajid's channel. Sajid has asked him over and over and over, come on man, let's do an interview together, let's talk about you. But and every time we get him like he's gonna do it, he's like, people don't want to listen to what I have to say.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm trying to tell him. Like, trust me, man, people want to hear it, man.
Sajid's in Jacksonville?
Nah, he left Jacksonville now, but this was before.
He's in Maryland, isn't he?
Huh?
He's in Maryland.
No, he's in Houston.
Oh, he's
Everybody, when they flee Jacksonville, they go to Houston. So it's common. All the gang members that whenever they like, it's too dangerous for them to stay in Jacksonville, they go to Houston. All right. So when Mujahid was finally placed in a halfway house pending his release, the only thing he wanted was to pray in the masjid. He used to ride on the snail-paced JTA. The JTA is the bus service. JTA bus for hours just to pray in the masjid. And meanwhile, Muslims with cars and free time would not even be found in the masjid. Because Jacksonville is huge, man. So just to get from one side of town to the other on the bus, it takes 3 hours. I was with you, right? You went with me to the west side that time, right? It was me and you on the bus. Yeah, so basically by the time that we got from where we were at to the west side, like, my backside was hurting from sitting on that seat for so long. I mean, it took longer than 3 hours on the bus. Longer, because Jacksonville's huge, Jacksonville's huge. Jackson, like Fresno, all of Fresno is the south side of Jackson. Not even the south side. It's probably like maybe all of Fresno's maybe probably like half of the south side. If you take like Arlington and the south side, maybe like all of Fresno, maybe like Arlington. Part of the south side.
Arlington.
It's a part of the south side.
Oh, in Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville. Like this is just like, yeah, this is like all the south side. So, I mean, yeah. What? Yeah, we were going to the apartment complex on the west side. Which is kind of funny, huh? Yeah, I was reading for 3 hours on the bus, man. I'm like, man, this bus needs to hurry up and get to the west side because I'm about to finish my book. I got nothing to read on the way back. And then we went to go eat. And I had to call a brother. I was like, man, please come pick us up, Akhi, and take us home, man. Like, you know, like, please don't let us get back on this bus again.
How long is it by car?
It's probably like 30 something minutes, 30, 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. But, and then right where we were eating, it's funny because the exact place that we were eating, that night, somebody got killed there, that same night, yeah. On the news, they had it. Like, I was like, hey, see, we were just there. If we had just stayed for a few more hours, man, we could have witnessed a homicide out there. Yeah.
It's on a river?
Huh?
Jacksonville's on a river?
It's got a river going through the middle of it.
Yeah. Looking at it.
That's what I'm saying. You got to cross the bridge to go on the other side of the river. Then you got to go all the way up through the downtown, through the north side. Then you go over to the west side.
Sandalwood?
Huh?
Sandalwood?
No, Sandalwood's on the south side. You just random things from the book.
Is the bridge 295?
That's the highway.
It's the highway.
I mean, you got different bridges. You got like 5 bridges in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You got the Harts Bridge, you got the Matthews Bridge, you got the Dames Point Bridge, you got other bridges. I don't even know all the names, man.
I'm looking at the Acosta Bridge right now.
That's down. That's all right. So don't make me homesick, man. All right. By the time I arrived, all right, where am I? Yeah. By the time I arrived back in Jacksonville, Mujahid had already begun his own business, and he became a regular fixture at the masjid. Due to Mujahid's love for knowledge and learning the deen and his hatred for innovation, it did not take long for us to become close. Mujahid was constantly receiving questions from brothers he knew while he was in prison, and those questions eventually began coming my way. Oftentimes, while returning from giving the khutbah with Mujahid on Friday, on the west side, he would hand me the phone so I could answer some of the questions the brothers had. I was truly taken aback at this love for the sunnah the brothers were showing. I left out of Jacksonville in October of 1999, and at that time it was very difficult to find a brother who had any concern for the deen. Then I returned and I started getting all these questions. I was truly amazed at the turn of events, to say the least. Yeah, back in those days, man, and even in prison, like being a Muslim was rare. See, a Muslim is rare. And mashallah. And then come back and everybody's like, not just Muslim, but they're like, we follow the sunnah. When we listen to Sheikh Al-Albani, Sheikh Mukbil, I'm like, what? These brothers in prison? Huh?
The brothers in prison?
Yeah. I'm like, this is a beautiful thing right now. The questions were not just coming from 1 or 2 brothers. It seemed every time Mujahid put me on the phone with someone, it was a new person I was talking to. I started to notice that the brothers in the prisons had more concern with the deen than the brothers that had access to the masjid. The other thing I noticed was that the vast majority of the questions were on the subject of gangs and how to deal with gang members who become Muslim without cutting their gang ties. This was also another surprise because Florida, especially Jacksonville, was never known for gang activity. When I was growing up, gangs were seen as a West Coast thing. In Jacksonville, you would very rarely see people throwing up gang signs and wearing gang colors. Jacksonville has cliques, which are formed based on where you live. Whatever neighborhood you are, that's the neighborhood you live in. Khalas, that's it. You grow up in a neighborhood, those are the people you fight with. That's it. And he said Jacksonville has cliques which are formed based on where you live. You grew up in Brentwood, so you were going to be with the people of Brentwood. You grew up in Hilltop, so you're going to be with the people of Hilltop. You grew up in Grand Park, Brentwood and Hilltop, neighborhoods and projects. Like Hilltop is a name of projects, 45th Street. Grand Park is a neighborhood. Grand Park is one of those neighborhoods. It's just like, yeah, I don't. Maybe probably see if it even shows up on Google Maps. I don't know. Like it might like show up on Google Maps with like a warning, like don't go there. I went to school in Grand Park. After you be sitting in class, somebody shoot, you hear gunshots outside, and wallahi, the teacher doesn't even blink. The teacher just keeps teaching like nothing happened. Like we were sitting in class one day, and it's like right outside the door, pop, 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 and the teacher was like, "All right, kids, open up your books to the next page." You know, like it's like y'all hear that? It's like nobody even blinked. Like nobody looked to see what was going on.
It's called Grand Park.
Grand Park, yeah. All right, so you grew up out east, so you're going to be with the people out east. That's what we call the east side in Jacksonville. We just call it out east. That's the Jacksonville name, but it's the east side. All right, you grew up on Moncrief, so you're going to be with the people of Moncrief. You grew up on 103rd, which is on the west side. You're going to be with the people of 103rd. That's where me and Safe were at that day on 103rd Street when we're like, man, we gotta get home, man. We're not going back on that bus. You grew up on Duns, so you're going to be with the people on Duns, and that's where Mujahid's from. So I put that in the book for Mujahid. He's from Duns Avenue. Yeah, that's his little neck of the woods. That is that. People in Jackson, yeah, man, like gang members were always seen as chumps, man. In Florida, if you were a gang member, that means you were a punk, akhi. If you went to jail as a gang member, you're getting beat up, akhi. You're getting beat up. If they knew that you're a gang member, oh, you're getting beat up. Back in the days, and like in the 90s, if you went to jail talking about Crip blood this, you getting beat up. Like they don't stand for that.
What do you gotta go to jail as?
Huh?
You gotta go. What do
Nah, you just Jacksonville, all of Florida is about drug dealers.
Oh.
So, the big drug dealers are the ones who got, 15 AR-15s, AK-47s, all the guns and all the people. Like, everybody that gets killed in Jacksonville, it's over drugs and money or a girl. It's not gang violence, I think. The stuff started in the gang violence with the rappers. When the rappers started like these little gangs and all that, and then they started killing each other, and that became like very famous. With all the rappers killing each other in Jacksonville. But all that gang stuff, nah, man. You were a punk, I think. And that's not just Jacksonville. That's the whole entire South. Alabama, North Carolina, back in the days. Now you go to North Carolina, they're like Crips and Bloods. They're talking about, I'm a A-Trade gangster Crip. No, you ain't, Achi. You ain't from California. You're from North Carolina, Achi. You don't even, you need Google Maps to find out where you're located at? You ain't from no A-Trade, nothing, Achi. Stop this foolishness. But that's the mentality, copycat mentality, right? But nah, man, gang members, they got no respect back in the, it was like, 3 people, 4 people. I mean, I met one blood when I was locked up. He was from California. That's it. He had nobody following him. Nobody. But yeah. People in Jacksonville are known by where they grew up, not what gang they affiliate with. That has a lot to do with the family atmosphere of most Southerners. The vast majority of families that grew up in the South are related in some way. There was a lot of intermarrying between different families, which makes the atmosphere a lot different in the South. People who grew up in a neighborhood together were considered like cousins. When we were young, we used to refer to each other as cousins simply because we grew up in the same area. People that attributed themselves to gangs in those times were considered weak. The second factor that prevented gang culture from spreading is that Florida had always had a hustle culture. We grew up looking up to the people that had money, not the idiot that was robbing the gas station. People were killed in Florida because they messed with somebody's finances, not because of a gang sign or the wrong color. The gang virus began spreading in the early 2000s through the prison system. The one gang that seemed to spread the most was the Bloods. While I was overseas in Yemen and Saudi Arabia, I always read the news from Jacksonville to keep up with what was going on. In 2019, I read an article about an acquaintance that I was locked up with. His name was Sheikh. Man, you stupid, bro. This is just going to show you how stupid he is. In 2009, I read an article about an acquaintance that I was locked up with and went to school with at Grand Park, who was executed by the Rolling 20 Bloods. They made him sit on his knees, and then one person fired a shot directly into his head, killing him instantly. That article shocked me. After reading the news, I could not stop thinking about this incident for weeks. It really bothered me a lot. The acquaintance that I knew was known as a hustler, so I could not understand how he became affiliated with a blood gang in Jacksonville and then be killed by the same gang he joined. Yeah, man, stupid. Huh? That's exactly what I was saying when I was reading the article. I looked and they had this ugly picture on the article, and I looked at it. I was like, man, you're so stupid, Sheik. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Yeah, they shot him right in the head, man. He broke the gang rules, and that was their discipline. They took him out to a wooded area, said get out the car and get on your knees, and the dude shot him in the head.
Wait, how is that discipline? That's just murder.
That's just looking for the other people, I guess.
Yeah. No, next time.
I guess whatever he did was too much to just get a beating. So he said acquaintance went to prison in 1998, and more than likely he came out of prison with this gang affiliation. This story is nothing new nowadays. Nowadays we have to deal with a new type of creature. This creature goes to prison as a weak person. He wants to be protected, so he joins a gang. He becomes deeply entrenched in the gang culture of prison, but because he is weak-minded, he begins to look for another route of protection. This new creature then then decides he wants to be a Muslim, so he can avoid retaliation or any other problems which might come to him due to his gang tie. So basically, he's with the gang as long as there's peace. But then when the gangs go to war, what happens? I'm a Muslim. He's just like, straddling the fence. But really, he's a gang member until there's violence involved. Now all of a sudden, he's a Muslim. So this new creature then decides he wants to be a Muslim so he can avoid retaliation or any other problems which might come to him due to his gang ties. When he feels danger due to his gang affiliation, he lets the people know that he is a Muslim, that he is Muslim. However, once he feels comfortable and safe from danger, he is back with his previous gang. These flip-floppers are the worst of all creatures. His loyalty is to his safety, and he uses Islam and Muslims as a means to have that safety. The flip-floppers put Muslims in a bad predicament. On one hand, the Muslims find it their duty to protect their Muslim brother. On the other hand, this idiot is bringing unnecessary drama to the Muslims, which has nothing to do with our brothers in the prison. Our Muslim brothers in the prisons in Florida have nothing to do with any gang affiliations, but these flip-floppers keep bringing these issues to their doorstep. These individuals are the cause of this book to be written. These fools that cannot cut the gang ties and they do not want to cut ties with the Muslims are now the subject matter for this piece of writing. They want two safety nets under them. They want to be affiliated to the paradise and the hellfire at the same time. Therefore, inshallah, I will do my best seeking the help and assistance from Allah to deal with the issue of how to handle these individuals who do not want to cut ties with Jahiliyyah. I will try by the permission of Allah to deal with this issue from every perspective possible. May Allah make this book the answer to the questions of our brothers trying to practice their deen in the Florida Department of Corrections. May Allah keep our brothers firm on the Sunnah. May Allah increase our brothers in knowledge and righteous actions. May Allah protect our brothers from the evil of the flip-floppers and any other danger that might afflict them in the prison system of the kuffar. Muhammad James Sutton, Jumad al-Awwal, 7/1446, November 9th, 2024. Fresno, California. My home will always be Duval County. Any questions before we go? That's the introduction. What? Are you looking at me strange like that? Is? Say no. Huh? Yeah. No questions?
Mustafa says, Ustad, do you go into your experience locked up in the book?
What's that?
Do you go into your experience locked up in the book?
Not really, no. Because, I mean, I don't have experience with this type of thing being locked up. Because, like I said, this stuff didn't exist back in the days. You know, I associated with people, like, I had, like, one of my closest friends at that time. He was from Watts, California. And he was a Crip. But he was actually from California. So, I mean, it's different when you have somebody who's actually, you know, because the majority of, like, even the gangs, like, the stuff that they have there is, like, gangster disciples, stuff like that, you know. It's not Crips and Bloods. Like, that's a West Coast thing. Although it did happen, there are, like, you know, I know on the west side there was, like, a few people that came out from California from Shotgun Crip. And like I said, I knew the dude from Watts. You know, he was a Crip from Watts. But other than that, actually, that's like very rare. But those dudes were actually from LA. But we're talking about people from Jacksonville. I don't have any experience with that stuff back in the days because I was locked up in the 90s. So that stuff is just, it was non-existent. Like I said, it's unheard of, actually. It's unheard of. I mean, if you went to jail back in those days, like for felonies, like generally it's like one or two things, right? You either going for armed robbery or one of three things: armed robbery, carjacking, or drugs. It's a drug charge.
What about murder?
Huh?
Murder.
I'm talking about the most common. Murder is not going to be the most common because they got to catch you to, you know. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I was locked up with dudes double murder. I remember this guy Ben, man. This guy Ben is 2 murders. Dude could care less about life, I think. You know, anytime that he didn't feel good, somebody's getting hit.
Those are just the two that they caught him.
Huh?
Those are just the two that they caught him for.
Yeah. So, I mean, out of like every year, out of all the murders, how many people actually get arrested for murder? But then you look at like how many people get arrested for like armed robbery, carjacking. My two closest friends, that's what they got locked up for, carjacking. So they went to prison for 20 years for that.
Watts is LA.
No, Watts is Watts.
Where's
No, Hamakola. It's outside of Los. It's between like if you're going down like you're going like from LA, you're going towards Compton. Watts is before that. Watts is right. Huh? Grape Street is Watts. Yeah. You want to go?
No.
Huh? You don't want to go, man? We go to Jordan Downs, go to projects, and give Dower.
The oil shop.
The oil shop's on Crenshaw. It's not in Watts. I've never actually been to Watts. I only passed by Watts when we were going to Compton, and then we were going to Long Beach. And then and you got, like I said, going to Compton, you're gonna pass through Watts. And then I just remember passing through, and the brother that I was riding with, he said, "That's Watts." It just looked dark, like there was like a dark cloud just over Watts only. You know, it was like it looked like something out of like a witch movie or something. I was like, he said, "Don't ever go there." I said, "No, nobody goes there for no reason. Like just
But
you have to have some purpose there."
so all these places like Watts and Compton and they're not part of LA.
No, Compton's its own
City.
area. Watts is its own area.
I knew they were obviously their own areas, but I thought they were within like.
I mean, Watts, I guess it's still considered Los Angeles. Look it up, see. But Compton's a different city.
Yeah.
Compton's got its own police department, its own everything.
Really?
It's like Fresno and Clovis.
Same thing, yeah.
So Watts.
Because you got like LA County, which is huge.
Yeah.
But the actual city itself is not that big.
So is Compton in LA County?
Yeah.
Mm. 'Cause you got Culver City, you got Glendale, all of this stuff is all around LA, but it's not actual LA, you know.
Grape Street.
What? Go ahead. No questions? Yeah, yeah.
No, those. Is the ruling on vapes the same as cigarettes? I was speaking to a Muslim who sells vapes and he thought it was makruh.
Yeah, akhi, if cigarettes is haram, vaping is double haram. Because vaping is worse than cigarettes.
Really?
And the damage that it's causing to the lungs is like way worse than cigarettes. Way worse. Go read any studies that they've done recently. Because now they're starting to see the effects of it.
Oh.
Now the effects are starting to come out for us. So no,
Because
it's way
not
worse.
only they're putting the nicotine in, but the flavoring and the chemicals to make that flavoring.
Vegetable glycerin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's other chemicals, even worse chemicals in it. So, man, this cat's trying to chill, and you guys are throwing glow sticks at him.
He's getting laser.
He's getting beamed.
Yeah.
And it's funny because in the live stream, we're just talking about glow sticks in here. My son finds a glow stick and throws it at the cat. You better watch out because his claws ain't no joke, man.
Instead, do you plan on moving back to Jacksonville?
Scared him away.
If my son was not sick right now, and like because of what happened to my son, I would have gone back to Jacksonville. I was planning to leave and go back anyways. The only thing that kept me here is because he got sick, and now the insurance is here, you know. So we'd have to let it be too much of a hassle to go to Florida, then switch the insurance and all this stuff over. And he's already got everything covered here. So and Jacksonville is probably like, I wouldn't want to live any other place in America than Jacksonville. Because it's beautiful out here. You got the beach on one side, you got the river in the middle. And when I was a kid out here, when they used to have the landing out there on the St. Johns River, and we used to get in a boat, and you just go out and you like come up and you pull up to the landing from the boat, man. You just hang out in the river out here, going underneath the bridges and everything. You go fishing out here. You never have to buy a fish, man. You never have to buy a fish in Jacksonville. You go out and catch that stuff yourself, man. You can go catch it from the ocean, from the pier, or you can go into the river and catch it from the river. And then there's all these outlets, all these places,
Hey, we ain't catching Jack Scooby out here.
And then on top of that, the wildlife, man. We used to have like in our backyard, man, we had a armadillo, we had a possum, and we had a family of raccoons. And we used to feed them all. You know, the raccoons used to come up and take the food right out of Esad's hands. Like Esad used to feed them, and one time the raccoon trusted us so much, she brought her children. She brought her little baby raccoons to the door to eat. Huh? It was a man and a woman, but then the female got pregnant and had little babies. She had 2 or 3, I can't remember. But yeah, she brought them to the, like, here, check out my babies, give them some dates.
Didn't you say, I said give them raviolis?
Give them spaghetti.
Oh, spaghetti.
We used to feed them dates. They love dates.
Really?
Yeah.
Put the seeds in them, or?
No, we break them up and give them, and they take it,
Yeah.
like with their little raccoon hands. Yeah. And then they would go over and eat it, then they come back, and you just hand it to them. Oh man, they were cool, man. I started to love raccoons more than cats, man.
Did you ever pet one?
Huh?
Did you ever get to pet?
I never tried, you know.
Because they got sharp claws, huh?
Not claws, maybe their teeth. I don't know. But they're not. Their hands are like, yeah.
They're like normal hands with buttons.
Yeah.
It's like 5 fingers.
It's like this big. Your hand. So funny, man. Because they got this big body, but it's like their hands like.
They just grab everything.
Yeah. It's so funny, man. They're so cool.
Muhammad Fatima says.
I mean, even before we came here, like a wild turkey landed in the backyard, man.
A turkey gobbler?
A wild turkey landed. I mean, we had a crazy.
There were a bunch of those in Sacramento.
Just landed in the back. I mean, we had all that. Like the falcons used to come and snatch frogs up out of the.
Turkey gobblers can fly.
We're like, watch it, man. The falcon comes down, shoot, and just snatches the frog up, man. You just see the frog. It's like you ain't gonna make it back home.
Turkey gobblers can fly.
Wild turkeys.
Isn't that the same as a turkey gobbler?
No, those are domesticated turkeys.
Like
But the wild ones, they're smaller and they fly. They're still big, but they're not as big as those, you know, domesticated ones.
Or is it permissible to eat a frog?
I don't know why you would want to eat a frog. I mean, I don't know anything that makes it impermissible.
People eat frog legs all the time.
I know,
Fried
but
frog legs.
I know they eat them in Florida, but I could never do that, man.
What about alligator?
My father used to eat them. I couldn't.
Why?
Huh?
Why can't you?
It's a frog, dude. I mean, I gotta like at least like how something looks to want to eat it, man. You know?
Frogs look cool.
No, they don't.
No, they do. They got like all these different colors and stuff.
Nah, man.
Big
I was
eyes.
stepped on
What
a
about
frog.
snails?
Huh?
What about snails?
Oh, escargot.
I'm not French, man.
No, it's Portuguese that eat escargot.
I don't know. I ain't no snails, man. What other questions, Akhi? Stop talking about.
Can you eat, is it permissible to eat alligator?
Why?
Because it kills with its teeth?
Kills, yeah. So it's a predatory animal.
Is it permissible to eat sharks?
Yeah. Plus, but see, the thing that differentiates an alligator from a shark, because an alligator is not it's not aquatic. It's not aquatic. Like
Yeah, it can live on land.
he goes in the water, but he mainly stays on land most of the time. They only go in the water like when they want to cool off and chill out. But they stay on land most of the time.
So what about otters? Can you eat otters?
I don't know. I don't think anybody in the history of the ulama has ever asked the ulama if they could eat an otter, so I don't know. I'd have to
I'll
see.
be the first.
I'd have to see. I don't know what he lives off of. I don't know anything about the life of an otter. I don't even think I've seen one in my life. I've seen penguins, but I don't remember seeing an otter.
Would you eat a penguin?
Huh?
Would you eat a penguin?
What would you want to eat a penguin for, man?
A lot of meat on them.
Yeah, they do.
They're fat.
Plus they don't do nothing but
It's
water
all
all day,
fat,
so
yeah.
they're probably...
There's no meat. It's all questions, man.
Muhammad Fatima.
They turning like a gang book into like a question on culinary arts, huh?
Can y'all make dua for my step-pops? Ambulance just came to get him from my house coughing up blood.
Allah musta'an. Boy, your family's going through it. May Allah make it easy for y'all. They just had like the car crash. Right now, 3 or 4 in the hospital right now, and then this. Allah musta'an. May Allah make it easy for you. May Allah make it easy for you. You talking about going through some trials and tribulations, man. Hold on, look. Wow.
Is it permissible to help sell a sales course of a Muslim when it has taswir of him in these sales training videos?
I mean, you're selling the course. You're not selling. I mean, I would advise them to take the pictures off. But you know, if the course is beneficial for the people, that's what you're selling. You know. But I would still try to get him to remove the pictures.
What about, like, if you're in a group chat and you go to send a video, but there's a face on it?
There's always gonna be a video with the face.
Yeah, but like the thumbnail shows up and it has a face.
Yeah, like, I mean, some people don't. They make sure there's no faces in their videos.
I mean, what I normally try to do whenever I send the brothers, like, I just take the video and extract the audio and just send them the MP3.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the easiest way. Or just don't send them anything at all.
Ustad, how to stay focused if you get distracted easily and have a short attention span? Brain rot content has its impacts.
You gotta get away from all that internet and all the stuff that's causing you to have that lack of focus. I mean, focus. The mind is like a muscle, right? So, and you know, just like when you're training for endurance, you know, you're not gonna sit there and train in endurance. Like, for example, you want to run like 50 miles. You're trying to like train for a race that's 50 miles. You're gonna train for a race that's 50 miles by running in like little 15-second intervals or 30-second intervals. How are you gonna train?
I would build up. I'll run like 1 mile.
You start to run in large chunks, you know, you know, to build up that endurance. The same thing with the mind. If all you're feeding the mind is like videos and 20-second, 30-second chunks, right? Like these little reels, and you're just like watching one after. You're training your mind to not focus for very long, right? Yeah, you're training your mind to have that short attention. So now you have to train it to do what? To keep focus for longer. So you have to start focusing on things. You have to start like you know, reading books. I mean, reading books is the best way to start to focus because you have no choice. Like you could sit there and play a video and listen to it, and you could be cooking, you know, picking your nose and doing other things and still catch what's going on in the video, right? Just by listening to it. But when you're reading, if your mind lapses for like a minute or two, what happens? You're like, what did I read anything?
Yeah.
And you got to go back and reread it all over again. So reading is the best way to.
The problem is the phone is as long as they're distracted. So you can buy these boxes on Amazon where you can put something in it, set a timer. So you put your phone in there and you lock it up for 2 hours so you can't get to it.
Man, it's discipline, I think.
That way,
It doesn't matter even if you locked it up for an hour or two. Is what are you going to be doing when you get the phone in your hands?
Yeah.
You're going to be sitting there watching little 30-second videos about what? Chipmunks singing at a wedding or something like this. You know, some stupid garbage stuff, or some car accident on Fresno, or you know, or helicopter crashing, I guess right now.
And the lasers. At Utah University, the lasers.
Was that you? Did you cut the laser?
I need to
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, what are you going to be watching? Yeah.
I seen in some of the rockets in the oven, they take the students' phones, their smartphones.
They take the students that are acting stupid, maybe. I don't know.
I think some of the, from what I was reading, from some of the students there.
Yeah, maybe the students that are acting stupid. Because you get like a lot of these young kids that their parents just send them to Damaj or to the different Moroccans in Yemen, not Damaj now. But these kids are just crackheads, I think.
Well, because one of the brothers said like he was talking about the Hensler dictionary, and he said to bring it with you if someone comes to study in the Marcus that he was in, because you won't have access to your phone. And he said it as a general statement. Except for I think on Fridays.
I don't know, man. That's a specific market.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, even in Damaj, people have phones. nobody was taking the people's phones. But if you got caught doing something stupid, if you're Yemeni, you got beaten.
You got beat?
You got beaten, then you got kicked out.
What, did you come back?
Huh?
Did you ever come
No.
back? No.
I mean, unless like you were known for making Toba,
Yeah.
and you really changed, and the people like you had like people that contacted the markers and let them know that you changed. Yeah. Other than that, no, you're not allowed back. And if you tried to come back the next time, you're gonna get beaten even worse.
Weird.
Yeah, the kids are crackheads. The Shia used to send some of those rainbow kids there just to cause problems.
Really?
Yeah.
The,
Little limp hand kids. Yeah.
How would they cause problems?
Because they go around, putting their butts in people's faces.
Seriously? Literally?
Yeah, they go there to like cause problems. I feel to like get all that crazy activity going just to cause problems.
They really do that.
Yeah. The
And they-
Shia used to do it and the Kwan used to do it.
and-
So these kids, they come with all this, they got all the music on their phones, they got porno on their phones, and then they try to like, find anybody that's weak, and then they try to like, hey, check this out, man, look at what and then that's what they do.
They do that, really?
Yeah.
And what do they wear, like skinny jeans and
But
stuff?
once they get caught, boy, oh, yeah. Boy, when they got caught, it was, man, they got beat so bad, you used to actually feel sorry for them. You actually feel sorry for them. You be like, you have to do that to them. Boy, when they caught them, it was over. Those kids got beat until they started until they became heterosexual.
And what do you think's gonna happen? People are gonna fall for it?
Huh? Now, obviously people fall for it. Because
Really?
I told you got a lot of youth that go there, their parents send them there.
Oh, they make them go.
And these are just bad kids. So they go in there and they just cause problems. I mean, they cause chaos. They're paid to go there to cause chaos. Yeah.
And so would they attend the lessons and everything?
Mm.
They attend the lessons and...
Yeah.
Really?
They don't pay attention. They're not like memorizing the hadith or nothing.
Do they act like...
I don't know.
Like, well, I'm saying... Do they act
I don't
like...
go around like, hey, where are the
No, I'm saying like...
crackhead kids at?
When you're
Most of them, they hang out in the back of the masjid anyway.
Do you spot them out, or do they try to blend in? Like the...
Of course they're going to try to blend in because they're going to get their butts whooped out here if they get caught.
And they wear thobes and everything.
Yeah. No, they get whooped out here. And especially in the end, the brother that was beating them in the end was a brother from the Algerian, he was a former Algerian Special Forces guy. He did like Muay Thai and all that. He beat the mess out of them, Akhi. It was probably the best fun he ever had. I can beat them all up, and I get edger for it. It's like...
Was he white?
No, he's Algerian. I mean, Algerians are like white.
So white skin.
Yeah. Any other questions?
What's the ruling on health insurance in which there is no yearly fee and you only pay a copay for the doctor's visit?
I mean, the only thing that you can, it's not permissible, but the only thing that you can have is whatever you need, whatever is a necessity. I mean, the easiest way to do the insurance is just be poor.
What advice do you have for a brother who isn't strong and outgoing with his deen, in the sense that he feels shy to give dawah or enjoin good and forbid evil, to talk about Islam, etc.?
I don't know. Shyness, I don't know. I mean, some people, sometimes not, just not getting involved with people might be the best thing. Who knows? The person's shy and he doesn't speak. I mean, look, it's not for everybody, Getting up and doing inkar and munkar is not for everybody. Not everybody's going to have that type of mindset to where they just get up. The majority of the people, they're going to be scared, especially when you're raised up in the West where it's like everybody's so self-conscious about, oh my God, I don't want to say this because I might offend somebody. So you're growing up with this type of mindset, you got to take that into account when you're dealing with the person that might not be easy for that person to stand up because he's always afraid that he might say something that offends somebody. I mean, other people are like, man, forget you. If the truth offends you, be offended, you know. Like for me, I mean, I was like that when I was younger. I was real shy. But then it's just I got just tired of dealing with stupid people, I feel. And I get, you know, if you stay quiet, then what happens is the stupid people and the crackheads are always gonna have control.
They're gonna keep coming. It's not gonna stop.
Not only they're gonna keep coming, but they're gonna have control unless you speak out. And the people, you warn the people, otherwise they're gonna end up in control and they're gonna be telling you what to do. And then I just that was for me. That was the red line. I feel that was the line in the sand. I'm like, nah, I ain't have no crackhead telling me what to do, man. So I was like, I got to stop being shy. So I don't know. Each person gonna have to deal with it his own way, you know. But just keep getting knowledge and keep trying to be a better Muslim. I feel. You know, over time, I mean, if you know, you can't stay quiet about certain things. You just can't. You know, it just won't. You know, I guess your conscience or whatever just won't let you.
Dad, words for brothers who have been trying for long but can't find a job.
I don't know. Using Indeed.com, I don't know. What?
Just go to a construction site and tell them you want to be a helper.
Yeah, or maybe move to another city. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, different cities are different. I don't know. So, in Jacksonville, you can find a job like now. Like, apply for the job, they'll hire you next week. Fresno, you better start applying for a job 3 months in advance. So, these cities different.
Ustad, what to do if you go for a job interview and one of the interviewers is female? Should you tell them you won't look at the start, or how do you go about it? It's a tough situation.
You won't look at what?
You won't look at her. Like, you go for a job interview and one of the interviewers is a woman. Like, should you say that you're not going to look at her?
I don't think most of these kids nowadays don't look at people in the eyes anyways. They speak like a bunch of scared little turtles, I think. You know, every time they get like scared, they just, you know, up in the shell type of thing. So if you're sitting there not looking at her in her eyes, I don't think she's going to be surprised because most of the kids nowadays are like that anyways. You know, so.
But maybe she might think it as well. This guy's
a turtle.
Yeah, and we shouldn't hire him. But if you let her know that I'm not looking at you not because I'm a turtle.
Because I'm a hardcore Muslim and you're a woman, then she's probably not going to hire you. So, I would rather just whatever, man. You think whatever you want to think.
Yeah, she could probably accuse the other T word.
Yeah.
Turtle, the other T word.
I mean, I don't see where that would be an issue anyways. You probably look at the manager in her face and she starts looking at her desk like she's too scared to look at you. So who knows, man?
Ustad, how come you said one can't join a Muslim country's army? How can they defend themselves? You
fight. If the country's attacked, you fight. You need to join a military force. I mean,
is it permissible to join the military?
No.
If you go to Saudi?
No, it's not permissible. What like in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, when they got attacked, people fought. They didn't have like military training and like this like military, we're fighting for the state. No, it's like, because everything we fight for is the deen, akhi. I mean, every Muslim man should always have in the back of his head this preparation for warfare, period. And this is a hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, in which he said, and what the Prophet ﷺ said, he said, man lam yaghzu wa lam yuhaddith nafsuhu bil ghazw, and he mata ala shu'batin min al-nifaq. And this hadith is in Sahih Muslim, where Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he reported that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, whoever hasn't fought in the path of Allah or hasn't at least had the intention to do it, he died on a branch of hypocrisy. You know, so a Muslim should always have that mindset of being prepared for that. If they, you know, whatever the case may be. Because, I mean, whatever situation, we don't know what's going to happen. I think, you know, look at in Yemen, we're all peaceful in Yemen, warfare. You know, so, I mean, you know, we always have it in the back of our mind that we're going to have to, like, if it happens and we live our lives and we never have to go to a battlefield and we never have to do it, alhamdulillah, it's a ni'mah. It's a blessing. Nobody wants to go out and nobody wants to. I mean, certain people, they love that. But I'm just saying that generally, most people, they don't want to just jump up and go run onto a battlefield and start, you know, shooting and getting shot at. It's not fun. It's not like a joyous occasion. It's scary and close, but I'm just saying, it's like, but you should always have the mindset that this is gonna happen sooner or later. As long as we live, I mean, who knows? I mean, if not us, our children. So I mean, I'm always thinking like that. War is gonna start. War is gonna start. You know, and you always have that mindset. You know, regardless, and that's who defends the Muslim countries. Not, these militaries, akhi, wallahi, they're garbage. They're garbage, akhi. Saudi military can't even get rid of the Houthis, akhi. So what good are these militaries? Nothing. I mean, they crumble. They crumble when it comes, because they're fighting for a salary. They're not fighting for the deen. But the Muslims who stand up and defend that country because it's a Muslim country and they're Muslim and they're defending Tawheed and they're defending the Sunnah, ya akhi, come on, man. I mean, nah, that's way stronger than anything, you know. And that's why I'm trying to tell the people, like, all this gang stuff, akhi, forget all this gang stuff, akhi. The gang stuff is stupid. People running around putting their lives on the line for what? For some street? Akhi, we watch brothers really take out the Houthis, akhi. And take out the Rafid that attack them, and those are real strong brothers. But they were fighting for the deen, akhi. They're not fighting for like a salary. They're not fighting for some little patch on his arm or some star or some foolishness and getting all, oh my God, I got a medal. You got a medal. Stop acting like a word that I ain't gonna use on the live stream. Stop being gay, man. Seriously. You got a medal. What type of foolishness is, what type of grown man goes and puts his life on the line so he can hang a medal up on the wall? I mean, if you're gonna fight, you're gonna give your life, you give your life for Jannah. It's not for something stupid like that. So, but I mean, as far as joining the military, no, that's a no-go. But inshallah, khalas, we're gonna end that here because I gotta give my son his medicine.
So if you're in battle, if you're fighting, and you purposely like go into a position where you know you're